we start our fourth lesson, I wanted to tell you why I call this dress Flowers of Dunes. As you can see, this is my garden, and that's the weeds that I usually fight with. The soil here is very alkali. You might see there's some salt. The earth is rock hard, and I spent 7 years fighting with this and making a small garden. And usually I have the rudbeckia, French marigold, and calendula, which is a normal marigold, and I use them as the main motifs for my dressed Flowers of Dunes. This year we had the renovation here, so we came here pretty late. So as you see, the whole garden is destroyed. I have to spend another 2 years to recover everything. Okay, so today we're gonna make the French marigold. Since in my area they grow very flat and don't have too many leaves, I decided to make them this flat with a bit of wavy edge. There's one thing I have to say first. In my first lesson I mentioned this edge, up close. I called this edge as Miroslava's edging, but in fact this type of edge was invented by Margarita Golubeva. Her work was published in Journal of Mode, or MOA as you might call it. It was way before Miroslava started publishing her work in the same magazine. So now we have to call it Margarita Golubeva's edging. Anyway, so with these flowers I decided to use this leaf. Actually it's a poppy leaf made by Antonina Kuznetsova, but I thought that this leaf may also look like French marigold. As you know, it goes as main stem, like a separate leaves here, but they are so close that it look like the same as one big leaf. We're gonna do that in the next 2 tutorials, but today we're gonna work on the French marigold. Okay, this flower is made on a ring of 24 trebles. So again, I'm using the yarn at Violet, which is, well, it says 10, but apparently it's somewhere between 15 and 20. And I use the crochet hook 1 millimeter. If you use the DMC or anchor thread size 10, you might want to use 1.5 or 1.25 millimeters, so that you're very comfortable to work with. Okay, so that way. Make the first knot. And 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. So we made 8 chains. And the first slip stitch to the first chain, then 3 chains as usual, and now we have to make 23 trebles. 18, 19, 20. I might want to pull it a bit more. Two, three, and four. Okay, we'll do the chain. The slip stitch, and since we have 5 petals, we make the loop, the arcs, or the loops of chains to 5 equal spaces. So I make 1 chain to get up to the level of the row, and I make 5 more, so in total we make 6 chains. Skip 4, make an, okay, this 1, 2, 3, 4, and make a DC into the 5th. Again, 5 chains, and the 5th one. 3, 4, 5 chains. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th. Make the double crochet. And the last one. 2, 4. So we can do the slip stitch into the first chain. Now, just like we did without the flowers, we do the 1 chain, 1 double crochet, 1 half a treble to make 9. Yes. Our parrot is in a good mood today. Very talkative. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You might want to add 1 more, but don't recommend it. Okay, so there's 1 treble and 1 half a treble and 1 double. Again, 1 double, 1 half a treble, trebles. Half a treble and a double. Okay, 1 more. One. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Half a treble, double. 2 more petals left. one double, one half a treble, 9 trebles, you need to make about 60 flowers like this, because they are also the main part of the design. Six, 7, 8, 9. And they will fill the gap between the Rudbeckia flowers. They will shape the main rivers between the Rudbeckia banks, as I call it, with Antonina. So when we do a filling, I will explain more about the rivers and banks. Another knot. And I missed some stitches here. Okay, let's count down. Half a treble, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, half a treble, double, and the slip stitch. Okay, so most of the flower is done, and we're gonna do the edge of Margarita Golubeva. It's 1 chain and the slip stitch, 1 chain and the slip stitch. So keep on working, don't miss any stitches. This one is done. To the other one here. Okay, when you come to the joint of petals, do the slip stitch, and you got this 1 stitch here and 1 stitch here. Just skip them and do the slip stitch over here, and again double chain, and the slip stitch. Keep 1, 2, 2 stitches that were with DC, and work right into half a treble. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments under the video and I will reply to you. If there's anything I have to show, I will show it in the next tutorials. Okay, there's one more left. Sometimes I make this mistake if I leave the flower like this and do some other homework and then come back and I think, oh, I've done the flower. So I usually trim it off, cut the thread. So sometimes I might find flowers like this. So never leave it aside and finish the flower before you run away. Do the cooking and cleaning. Okay, so we've finished here, did the last stitch and the slip stitch here. And we can cut the thread, bind off, secure the thread as I shown in the previous video, and that's it. So just to remind you, how many flowers do you need? This is about 30 flowers, so it's about half of it, half of the stuff that is necessary for the dress. But while you do the layout on the template, you might find that you run out of them, so you might need to make about another 20 extra flowers. Okay, so see you next Tuesday. Subscribe, stay tuned, visit the website for updates on this dress. Bye.